Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a classic, simple tale and completely dissecting it to understand the true anatomy of a mistake. You might think this is just a basic fable, but we are going to break down the exact mechanics of how things can go so terribly, terribly wrong for our main character.
Right. So let's dive straight into this really provocative question. We're bypassing any long-winded intros today to jump right into the mystery of our protagonist's totally ruined evening. Think about it for a second. He had the perfect dinner. It was already secured. So what exactly happened between finding that amazing meal and ending up with absolutely nothing? Well, let's figure it out.
Part 1. The Greedy Dog's Prize. Okay, let's zero in on this definition for a second. Greed, having an excessive desire for more than one needs, often ignoring what one already has. Now, this trait is absolutely the core of our subject's identity. The source material explicitly labels him right from the get-go as a greedy dog. This isn't just, a passing mood. It's the fundamentally faulty lens through which he views the world. Actually, it's the driving psychological force behind literally every single decision he makes from here on out.
Let's trace this rapid streak of initial luck. So he starts out simply looking for food because he's hungry, sniffs around a bit, and boom, he spots what he calls a delicious bone. He grabs this amazing prize in his mouth and immediately takes off running toward his house. At this specific point on the timeline, he has won. The guy is completely successful and well on his way to enjoy a fantastic meal.
Part 2. The Wooden Bridge Encounter. Now, getting home requires a change in terrain, so he walks across a wooden bridge. And while crossing, he does something completely natural, right? He looks down into the water below. But right there, a wild variable is introduced. He sees his own reflection. Because of his greedy state of mind, our protagonist completely misinterprets this reflection as an entirely separate rival dog.
Part 3. The Illusion of More. This beautifully, or maybe tragically, illustrates a crazy juxtaposition. In reality, we have one dog and one bone. But his perception, which is deeply warped by that core trait of greed we just talked about, tells him there is another dog down there holding a second piece of bone. His greed just completely overrides his senses, convincing him that these phantom riches are sitting right there, just out of reach.
The source material gives us this direct, totally unfiltered window into his thought process. Adopting this scheming, calculating internal monologue, he thinks, the dog in the water also has a piece of bone. If I snatch his bone, I will have two bones. Notice the math he's doing here. He assumes that a quick, aggressive snatch and grab will literally double his net worth in an instant. In just a fraction of a second, his focus shifts entirely from enjoying the food he already has to obsessing over the food he doesn't. Part 4. The Splash of Reality. We can break this fatal action down into a few really tense beats. Step 1, he growls at his reflection, trying to intimidate this perceived rival. Step 2, well, because it's a reflection, it perfectly mirrors him and growls right back. In his mind, this completely validates the threat and dials the conflict up to 11. And then comes the fatal error in step 3. He opens his mouth to bark. And just like that, gravity and physics take the wheel. The bone fell. The water splashed. The very second he opens his jaws to attack, the prize he was trying to protect and multiply just falls right out of his mouth. It plunges into the water below, and that single splash completely shatters the visual illusion. Part 5. The Lost Dinner Lesson. Man, the painful realization hits incredibly hard right here. It's only after that splash that the dog finally realizes the other dog was just his own reflection all along. He immediately acknowledges that it's far too late to do anything about it. The bone is gone. But most importantly, he understands exactly why this happened. He knows he lost his piece of bone specifically because of his greed. You see, it wasn't a trap, it wasn't just bad luck, it was a totally self-inflicted loss brought on by his own excessive desire. Which brings us to this incredibly stark final number, 0. Because of his frantic, reckless pursuit of two bones, 0 is the exact number of bones he gets to eat tonight. There's just no way around it. Ensuring he goes to bed hungry, his perfect dinner is permanently lost to the river. So to wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. When does the desire for more leave you with nothing at all? That right there is the ultimate lost dinner lesson, beautifully illustrated by this classic tale. It's a stark reminder that sometimes ignoring what you already have in pursuit of a phantom prize is without a doubt the absolute quickest way to end up empty-handed. Thank you so much for joining me as we unpacked this story, and I will catch you in the next explainer.